And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up everyone, and we're back today with another vid. This time, like promised, I posted last week the Manticore, and featuring, I guess, the road to 3 marks, at least the final push to it. Like I said, usually my mantra with 3 marks is I don't really go for them like specifically, but this is probably one of them that I did just because it's a light tank, and at this point, trying to 3 mark all the light tanks in my garage. Please tell me when I have to 3 mark the setter. I don't want to do that, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But this time we're in the slightly more capable tier 10 of the same line, obviously, with the tier 10 British light. Still not the tank for everyone, still arguably the worst tier 10 light for our game, but generally I do quite enjoy playing this tank, at least with the usual game mechanics. Not gonna get too much into that, but overall it's a very rewarding tank to do well in. Doesn't mean it's a good tank, but it really, you have to get the most out of your play basically, to really make it work, which I enjoy personally, because it can work really well. You just have to know what tank you're in and what it's actually capable of, and really understand game mechanics, what your tank is capable of doing and what it is not, more so than a lot of other vehicles in the game, such as the KPZ-50T right there. That's a tank you can be a little more carefree with. Don't know why I'm comparing the two of them, but just came up right in front of me, and now we're going to go and say hello to him very quickly. Really cheesy RBRT there. Should have actually aimed that. Kind of impressed that it actually hit. And then we also get the nice CC hacks where it sets him on fire as well, because I have incendiary rounds loaded. This is what you should not be doing in this thing, very much, is active scouting, active light tank play like this, where you're kind of circling tanks. Not really what it's made for with that 11-second reload. But we're a little different, a little bit of a special snowflake, I guess, when it comes to that. So, yeah, we're just going in on him and finish him off. Well, we didn't finish him off, somebody else did, but we put a couple of nice shots into him to start this game off, already up to 1,700 damage. And Tundra obviously is not ideal for the Manticore. If you couldn't guess that already, the tank really thrives, I should say. But also strives to get maps that are more open and can rely more on camo and view range, if it isn't already apparent by looking at it. It's very low profile. Has good camo, long reload, so you don't want to be brawling up close and personal with people quite often. So this map can be kind of a struggle when it comes up, especially if you're trying to go for marks, just simply because it's hard to get the requirements. When you're so close, you can't really rely on any kind of spotting damage on this map too often. We do have a little bit this game. We do try to get that initial spot on this map, as you kind of saw as we started out. But are we really getting any assist damage from that? Not particularly, but it does let us get some easy beginning shots in to start off the game. So far we've just been kind of dipping and ripping about. That's the term I guess we can use now, I don't know. Just kind of going for shots of opportunity as we blaze it on the 50 TP with 420 roll, which is very nice. And the damage requirements for this thing have kind of fluctuated. It's usually kind of high for a scout, simply because a lot of people don't play it because it's not the best. A lot of people just look at it and go, why would I play that thing? So a lot of the players that do play it tend to make the marks very high, which is an issue. I've seen a lot of other tanks in the past, including the tier 10 version of the tank we're circling right now with the Foch 155, and why it actually got, I think, nerfed a couple times. I don't know. But different topics, different day. And right now we have slowly losing all support in this game from teammates, in terms of them just being around and alive. We have this TD over here with us, our Artie, and 2 other TDs over by the hill. So at this point we just start taking out the guns of this game, or the guns left in this game. We'll start that off by hopefully killing this 50 TP. Getting close enough to kill him there. But now we had the general coming in. We're going to have to do some evasive maneuvers here so we can avoid him. He can clip us out with 3-shot autoloader, possibly. Luckily we don't die there. We get slowed down in the water. Puts one into us. This is not good. This is a very awkward fight. I don't want to be in this situation, running and gunning against a medium tank, even if he is 2 tiers below me at this point. So we're able to dodge him, bring him back around towards the Badger, who puts a shot into him, and somehow he bounces off of me, which is kind of remarkable, but we'll take it. And right now, all we have is the Badger, who is on full health. So it is nice to have a tier 10 on full health like that. Our arty is actually playing amazing, by the way. And at this point, we're just trying to get some vision, see if they're pushing really hard here yet, backing up so we can get out really quickly here. And I guess I should mention before we get too long in this video is the requirements, like I said I was going to say, before I got off topic, I always do that, is it kind of fluctuates. It was probably about 4,500, but it's been as high as about 47, 4,800 from what I've seen. It kind of fluctuates in that range. It may even say something lower now, but I don't really buy that. And again, always with marks, that's just the damage to keep it from dropping. So if you really want to make it go up significantly in the Manticore, you're probably going to have to do 5k plus every game. So right now we're at about that 5k plus, so we'd go up pretty significantly, especially considering this game right here was from quite a while ago. If you even notice, I only have, I believe, 1 mark on the barrel during this game. So this is for even my 2nd mark of excellence. That's how long I've had this. Game kind of saved up, which is too long. And this got introduced in July, I believe, so a couple months maybe. Maybe a month. I haven't been playing as much as I would usually, and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit in the 2nd game and why I'm in the platoon that I'm in, but we'll get to there when we get there. As our GWE finished off the other 50 TP that was in this game. Don't know why everybody's playing that tank. Polish heavies aren't that great, but, you know, whatever. We do spot the 4005 who's on full health, so we load our 1 HE around to hopefully plop it in that 13 millimeters of turret armor that he has. Great haul down tank. But if we can just keep him at range, any kind of range, there we go, we spot him, he doesn't spot us, and we smack that HE around only for 420, which is not a good roll for HE in this tank. I don't know specifically what it is off the top of my head, not the stats guy here, but that's definitely not a high roll at all. And our teammates actually finish off the other TD, so all we have left is the 4005, and we put another one into him, ammo-racking him, and we're just slowly withering this guy away. And if we can just keep him at this range and lit up, this is a perfect situation for us, even on a map like Tundra where the view ranges aren't that long. But we're in a perfect situation here. We look at the minimap really quickly. The Badger unfortunately gets shut down by the 4005, but the Badger does put 1 shot into the 4005. So I'm trying to close the distance, see if I get to him. I do spot the arty, but I don't go for the arty because I don't think I can kill him in 1 shot, obviously. And I know I can kill this 4005 in 1 shot if I roll semi-decently at all. So hopefully you're going for him, but then we spot up the bat chat as he runs away. We do slap 1 in for 390. 4005 pokes around at the exactly worst time, but thankfully he's looking straight ahead, not at me, and we dip out of there as quick as possible, just to avoid that entire crappy situation right there. Bad timing. But we're able to get away with it, and our arty actually finishes off the bat chat arty, which is very, very nice. And now we're kind of in a weird situation. I don't want to just go straight in here. It is possible to do that, but going straight into the water where that 4005 is could get me killed. If I guess wrong, he's dead. My arty could easily die to 4005 in a 1v1. That's not really a great fight for him, obviously. So I'm really the last tank alive. And at this point, I'm trying to just feather a shot in the giant turret. And we get it. Just making use of his gigantic profile to get a shot on him before he can even put a shot into us. To finish that game off with a Top Gun. Very nice. And a very cool 6,600 damage on Tundra in the Manticore. Not the ideal map. That actually was our 2nd mark game, so we're actually going to get my 2nd mark game and my third mark game in one video apparently. So that's always great. Also showcasing the great accuracy of the Manticore's gun for a light tank, getting the sniper. Nobody's ever got a sniper medal before, right? Yeah. And yeah, just a generally good game on a terrible map to keep those marks going up and up and up. And yeah, we're moving on to the second one, which should be on Arctic region, but again, this time we're going to be in a platoon, I believe, with Swindle and Petty. And they're both going to be in scumbags. Yep. So we're doing that apparently. As yeah, the reason I guess for that is my lack of playing time over the past couple months. For a better lack of term of it, and especially right now, I really only get a chance to play maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, depending. Maybe goes up or down depending on the week, depending on work. But weekends I'm generally just not around at this point because it is fall and it's basically perfect outdoor weather season. So I'm out hiking or climbing or doing all that fun stuff. Instead, now that I can, just doing that. So yeah, gaming is taking kind of a back seat right now since it's kind of prime time outdoor season for myself. So that generally carries over as we're on Arctic region North Spawn to the fact that every time I was trying to 3-mark this thing or kind of push it up, it would just get reset the past couple weeks just because I wasn't playing enough. I didn't have enough time to really invest into trying to really get that 3rd mark. I've gotten it up like 92, I think, playing by myself, and then I would just run out of time and the server reset would come around. I'd play another game in it next week or a couple weeks after, and it would drop back down to 88, 80s, 87, something like that. So it's kind of a continual cycle of I just don't have time to do this at this point. So instead, I think last week or maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I can't remember exactly. Time flies, I guess, when you're having fun. But I was in a platoon with Swindle and Petty most of the night, as per usual, if I am on, and especially on the weekdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I said, you just want to help me do this just to get this knocked out, because otherwise it's just never going to get done. And embracing their inner scumbags said yes. Just to get a very questionable bounce there off the Andre. And yeah, I think Petty is in the 261, and then Swindle is in the T92, which is a cheesy way of doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I know it is. It's fine, it's whatever. But still doesn't take away from this is one hell of a position that I love, and I just found with the new updated HD skins. Love that segue. So I thought I'd just talk about this position a little bit. I don't know if it'd be effective for any other tier 10 light. I don't know if they're small enough to fit in here, to be honest. Giggity. I don't know. I don't know why I just said that. But we're here. We're just going to be sitting in this bush for quite a bit, just trying to get some spots on these guys. We're lighting them up fairly well at this point. We already got 2,800 assisted, and I didn't even know about this spot. This is only because of the, I believe, the updated skins that were released for the like 4 new maps when update 5.0 dropped. So there's a lot more concealment on the maps for these select 4, and Arctic region is one of them, obviously. And we pick up quite a bit of assisted out of that position. You could use that spot if there's nothing up on the sniper hill or nothing on the hill right to my left there, which is select few occasions, but it did work. It is something that kind of maybe put in your back of your mind. I'm not going to say you should use that spot, because there are definitely situations where that spot you get lit up instantly trying to go to, and it's not a good idea, but we are able to take advantage of it. But at this point, it's not smart to stay there because their team is wrapping around up over that direction. So instead, we're going to fall back to a slightly less aggressive bush here in the center of Arctic region. But unfortunately, this turtle is just YOLOing right through, and I think he just went into the water almost. We try to fire on the move with the other tank, and we do get some nice assisted damage on the E100s from our already scumbags or artillery overlords, either way. And at this point, we still haven't done a shot of damage as that guy gets whacked again. We're just getting all the assists this game, which is what the Manticore is good at, is spotting, especially from a passive kind of role like we are right now. Even though we're not in a bush or anything like that, we're just kind of sitting here chilling, spotting these D100s up as best we can. I'm looking for shots. I would take a shot if I had one right now, but I don't really have one that's consistent. Try to go for the lower plate, but that one was really never going to pen. It's more just maybe a little frustrated that I haven't done any damage yet, and I do like my damage. So unfortunately, we're not getting any so far, but we already are up to 4,400 assisted. So again, that kind of threshold was, I need about probably, I was at 94.6, I think at this point, 7, something like that. So probably need about a 6K damage game combined, and we're already 3/4 of the way there, and there's still a lot of damage left on this board. So as long as we don't make any huge misplays, I'm saying, okay, this should be the game as long as I play this right. So instead of staying in that spot where I am right now, there's really no point. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not helping anybody by sitting there. We're going to make a really weird play. This is a very strange game of Arctic Region, I'm not going to lie. They basically sent everybody all the way around, and they only left a few tanks here in the middle. Excuse me. And at this point, we're just kind of wrapping around to where we initially were almost, and going all the way up and over here. Go a little airborne, luck we don't kill ourselves, because, you know, never done that before. And we actually do spot the E100s here, and we're just kind of chilling, keep a low profile. I know we're spotted right now, but hopefully we can get undetected, and we do. And we're right back where we started. Just opposite direction, facing back towards my own base, which this is very weird game. It's not the norm on this map at all, even with the standard spawns like this, even though it's encounter. But we're going to make it work and adapt and overcome. As we're just trying to keep these guys lit up at this point. I'm kind of asking them too if they have any shots on these guys, and I don't think they really do, particularly even where they're at. So it's kind of unfortunate for me, but we're in a good spot to at least get a shot of damage and then bail if we need to. And at this point, I think I'm saying, screw it, I want some damage, and there we go. Nearly 6 minutes into the game, just over 6 minutes, we get our first shot of damage. Yeah, I'm no longer a pacifist, I guess. And we do put our second one in not long after into the IS-2152. And at this point, we're golden. Just kind of chilling here, seeing if we can't get any shots into the arty that's lit up. ISU gets outplayed by Petty, and at this point, just looking for those little shots opportunity. I've also got the APCR loaded in this thing right now, just to kind of be extra sure that my shot's kind of pen. And now I'm just paying attention to this E50M that's coming up on my left. I can kind of see what he's doing. He's just kind of getting out of dodge, and he's very much a one shot. So at this point, just looking lower plate and send him back to the garage and packing. And at this point, this game's kind of over. Their T-49's a one shot. E100's dead. And at this point, I just want to get that little extra bit so I don't have to play, hopefully, another game Platoon with these two scumbags in their wonderful clicking mobiles. I would never use that now. As we get a lucky snapshot into the turtle for 389, and like I said, this game's just wrapping up, and just trying to be very aggressive here. We have to do kind of, yeah, we have to be kind of cognizant. Oh wait, not cognizant. I can't English today. It's fine. Mountains does that to me apparently. I had to just be aware of the fact that I'm actually an E50M and have armor, and can bounce M48 rounds somehow. And if these two actually charge me, I'd be in a bit of trouble here, but I do have support from those two, saying if that M48 does cross or tries to cross, they're going to try to shoot him. So kind of keeping that in mind, the fun of that. I see this turtle's looking at me. Unfortunately, we don't quite have a shot. The M48 misses again. I'm not too worried about M48, just for some reasons, among other things, to snapshot into the turtle for to finish him off. Kind of more worried about him than the M48, which tells you something, I guess. And I see I have some support coming, so we're going to be very aggressive. We're really going for those marks. We both just track each other, or do track damage. We bounce off him, I think. And now it's just to kind of ring around the rosy. Can we get him to... Yeah, there we go. He bounces right into the rock. Put one into him, make sure we get that shot of damage. This is kind of an awkward fight because I cannot turn, and luckily he doesn't set me alight. Hit the handbrake. Get him to stop in motion, which is what we want. We don't want him following us. Fortunately, that one goes into the turret. Doesn't hit pen. It's not the place to hit him. You see, every time we hit something, it slows down immensely. Our artillery overlords are looking out for us. And we finish off the bat and kill him and take him out of the game for our third kill. And now it's just to go finish off the remaining scumbags. So the E3 is dead. We have the one in sight, on the move, because sure, why not? The Manticore is obviously the best at that. Loading the second one, for the second one, we're going to load the HE, just in case that we get the full pen. It's going to turn out to be a misplay, as we're going to aim, shoot right into the upper deck, and the PTA picks up the kamikaze medal, so that's okay. Should have went for the superstructure if you're firing HE, obviously. But I should have just loaded the other round because I didn't think I was even going to ever reload in time to actually get a full pen of HE on that artillery piece. But we do finish that one off with 2,800 damage, 4 kills, 5,400 assisted, and the third mark in the Manticore. Bit scummy way to do it. Yes, I'm not going to back away from that. But kind of had to do it just because it kept resetting every week, and I just don't have time to do that or really to commit. So, could have done it, yes. Did I have the time to do it? Not particularly. So, had to take a little bit of easy way out, and yeah, hope you guys still enjoyed, and I will catch you later. See you.